Shady, you will be at the game.
Yes, I will.
Oh. You told me Meek Mill was going to be there. You told me Will Smith was going to be there. You told me Kevin Hart was going to be there. You told me
Deshaun Jackson was going
to be there. You told me the X was going to be there. You told me all these people was going to be there. James Jones is also going to be there.
Oh, you going to be there?
I ain't going to be there either.
Well, listen, man.
I don't know,
it's gonna be cold. If you need a seat in the box,
you know
what I mean, with free food, free drinks.
Oh, you in the box?
Am I on the box?
Yeah.
Just call me.
I'll definitely use you, but we prepare for the cold, dog.
Okay.
Shady, should the Eagles be on upset alert? Remember what the Packers did to the Cowboys last year in the playoffs. Should the Eagles be on upset alert on the game?
I think not. Nah, we got the Cowboys. Nick Sirianni's not Mike McCarthy. Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, he's not a champion.
In the playoffs, it's not Dak Prescott, right? Ezekiel Elliott, pretty good. He ain't Saquon Barkley. So I think this is a big difference on the team. But another thing is, like, when I look at the Eagles team in general, offense and defense and special teams, I would say the only concern I would have is maybe Jalen Hurts is being out from concussion now, coming back for his first game, being his playoff game. But then when you build a team the way Howie Roseman has done it, you don't need your quarterback to do everything. He can slowly, gradually get back to himself next game or the third quarter, fourth quarter, because the defense has been so good where they've been getting to the quarterback. They've been stopping the run, right? They've been playing great in the coverage. So now I don't need my quarterback to go out there and do too much. We got the best running back in football, best offensive line in football. We can sit back there behind them big hogs and run that rock. And you let the MVP player like Saquon Barkley do his thing. And then if things get a little tough, right, you don't know where to go with the ball because we know we're going to get a stacked box. And that means that the secondary for the Packers got to play their best without their best corner. Because Jair Alexander's not playing. So A.J. Brown out there, take the safe throw, give him a chance. Smitty's out there.
Smitty is there.
Take the safe throw and give him a chance. I do not think that we're upset alert at all.
You don't sound as confident as you once was.
I just gave you 25
So really quick,
why.
really quick, because I know
best offense, best defense.
I know Shady.
Better coach.
Shady don't really watch the Packers, but he watches the Philadelphia Eagles a lot.
Of course.
Just like I watch the Eagles. Hold on. I watch the Eagles a little bit, but I don't watch them as much as I watch my Packers. I'm not saying you don't watch the Packers.
I bet on them.
That's what I'm saying.
I've lost money with y'all.
You know what I'm saying? All I'm saying is, right, and let's just look at some of this, right? Because we talk upset alert because we, like, think how dominant the Eagles are, right? That's why we like upset alert. It sounds crazy. You know what I'm saying? The Eagles average 27 points a game, right? 367 yards a game. So 27 points a game, that's 7th in the National Football League. Yards per game, 367, that's 8th, right? That's a top 10 offense. Red zone, they're 13th right now. That's a really good offense.
Middle of the road.
The Packers offense, 28 points a game, 370 yards a game, all right? Red zone, they rank number 10. That's a pretty good offense,
That's true.
right?
That's true.
Maybe on paper, a little bit better offense, right? But that's on paper, all right?
It sounds better.
Defensively, okay, because they do have a big-time defense. That's why we believe they are Super Bowl contenders because of the big-time defense, right? The Eagles' defense, right? Let's go to the Eagles' defense. 17 points a game. Right, that's ranked number 2.
Number 2.
In the National Football League. 278 yards per game.
That's number 1.
That's numero uno in the National Football League. Red zone scoring, they 50%. That's 5th in the National Football League. Let's go to the Packers defense, right?
I'm curious now.
19 points a game.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Right? Pretty good. That's number 6 in the National Football League. Pretty good. All right? 314 yards per game. That's number 5 in the National Football League. That's pretty good. And red zone defense, they struggling. 20%. 60% they giving up a touchdown or a score, right? To say all of that, stop sleeping on us, man. We got a really good quarterback. We got a really good running back. We have really good playmakers around Jordan Love. We have a good offensive line, and we're playing big-time defense, and we've been playing big-time defense all year long. The first time we played y'all, it was a really good game. Y'all beat us by 1 score, right? And the thing that gives me confidence is the way y'all beat us in that first game is kind of the way y'all been beating a lot of people. So it ain't really we surprised by nothing. It's going to come down to which quarterback played the best in this football game. I like ours.
Before
they on upset alert.
Before else goes, real quick. So what he did is just sit here and read us some stats. Because we all watch the game.
I'm just letting you know.
And he's letting us know about the stats. Okay, cool. Not showing us, but letting us know. But my thing is this. We all get paid good money to talk football.
Yes, sir.
Not to just talk football, to watch football, to study football, and then talk about it, to give the people there.
Yeah.
When you watch the Packers play, when
Like
they
us.
play with all them stats you want to read, when they play other top teams, did all them stats matter? Because they all lost.
They lost to them.
They all lost. You lost. In your division, you played the Vikings twice
and
here.
the Lions.
You lost to them twice.
Yep.
You played the Lions. You lost to them, home and away.
Yep.
And you want to sit up here and read me some freaking paper notes?
Because I just want to let you know.
Let me know.
In the world,
Because when I watch the games, watch the games, let me know, not no stats.
Because y'all lost some games too.
Who? We lost some games?
Yes. And I ain't gonna bring up the teams y'all lost, but y'all lost.
You won't.
Yes, I can, because y'all lost to teams like Tampa Bay and them too.
Yeah.
All right. So we ain't gonna talk about that. I watched the football game
Everybody
too.
healthy now,
It's
though.
upset alert.
Everybody healthy
so
now,
are
though.
we. We ready to rock?
I think that it's the playoffs, first of all. That's what I know. And when I know something about the playoffs from coaches I've been, because I've been on a lot of playoff teams, been on a Super Bowl team, you can throw the regular season out the window. Like throw it out the window. It's a one-game tournament. You're in this tournament of 14 teams. 2 have buys. There's 12 teams playing this weekend. 6 games. And what I know to be true is that when playoffs are here, it's about the players, not the plays, and it's about the players, not the stats. Who has the better players? Who has the more consistent player? Okay, let's go to Philadelphia. I think Philadelphia's defense is excellent. From the pass rush to the back end, they've been really good. Probably have the 2 best off-ball linebacker tandem in all of football.
This year.
Jacoby and Zach Bond. And you're on the Zach Bond train, right?
Yeah.
And then you go to the Packers offense. I actually really like what they're doing offensively, throwing the football. But what's not being talked about a lot, and what I think the Packers are probably going to try to do this game, they're going to try to run the football. They're a top 6 rush offense. And so they're going to try to play keep away. And the biggest question mark I have, even if he plays, because of rust, and he hasn't played in 21 days, when the game is Jalen Hurts. Is he playing? Is he not? Even if he does play, how will Philadelphia work him into the game plan? He's going to be rusty.
Yeah.
And I agree with James. You guys are a much better team than probably what's on paper, these 6 losses, because 5 of them have been to great teams, Minnesota, Detroit, and the Eagles. Like 5 of their 6 losses have been to really good teams, right? So I wouldn't put it past the Packers upsetting Philly. I think Philly ultimately runs away with this game late just because of the players that they have. I think they're more talented overall. But this Green Bay Packers team, man, they are a gritty team.
I'll start like this. I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. So I'm betting on the Eagles to win. Literally. I wouldn't at all be surprised, though, if the Packers won. Because of Chase, you said something, and Shady, it got me thinking. Let me know if you agree. The Eagles, as good as they are on defense, and boy, they are elite. I am obsessed with defense.
Yeah.
Remember how young they are, now that I'm thinking about it. Zach Bond does not have legitimate playoff experience. Nakobe Dean obviously does not have legitimate playoff experience. Heck, Jalen Carter does not have legitimate playoff experience. Quinyon Mitchell, no legitimate playoff experience. Cooper DeJean, no legitimate playoff experience. Now, shout out to Darius Slay, shout out to Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, shout out to Josh Sweat. Jordan Davis, I can't suggest, has legitimate playoff experience. Not to mention all the pressures on the Eagles. All of it.
No doubt.
Last year when the Eagles had lost 6 games straight, something like that, going into the playoffs, going into Tampa, people kind of assumed the Eagles might lose. And lose they did. Minimal pressure. This year, James just read, the Eagles' defense is elite.
Yeah.
You know how much pressure there is on you when you are supposed to be elite. You got the week off last week because you took care of your business. So Zach Bond, you didn't play. I think Nakobe Dean was hurt. You didn't play. Chauncey Gardner, you didn't play. So y'all ain't played football in a while. Now you're going to step onto a field versus probably a top 5 most talented quarterback in football in Jordan Love. Not necessarily best, not valuable, none of those things, but just strictly talent, a dude who can get hot at any moment in time. And also, I remind myself, 2-5, last year, remember the Cowboys' defense was like that.
Yeah.
Like that. Number 5 defense in all of football, total and by yardage. Micah Parsons was out there. Deron Bland, I think, made NFL history with pick sixes. There was Stephon Gilmore was also out there as well. And the Packers went up and down the field. Jordan Love, 16 of 21, if I'm not mistaken, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. So I almost say it a little humbly, like I know what the Packers are capable of, though they do not win. And Shady is exactly right in the fact of they don't win. But I'd be remiss to not acknowledge the talent the Packers have in the event they put a game together, because they do draw blood.
Yeah.
In their losses,
doubt.
they lost to the Eagles week 1, they did draw blood. They lost to the Lions by 2, they did draw blood. They do draw blood at a minimum, wouldn't you say?
I mean, I just, like, all these excuses for losing. Like, you give me all these elite numbers and all this on the offense and defense, right? But when you play elite teams, where are these numbers at? Because you're losing. You get what I'm saying?
1,000%.
Like we talking about them like they playing good football right now. Are they playing good football right now today?
Not like
I'm not even talking about even the Bears game. That was crazy. But any other games but prior to that, are they playing good football?
Not against the winning teams.
Not against the winning teams.
Well, they're not beating.
They're not beating
They're
them.
not beating.
Like, they're playing good football.
I don't know how good you playing if you're not beating other elite teams. And the NFL is the elites of the elites. And there's some times where you have a great team that could potentially lose to a good team because that's the NFL.
No doubt.
In this case, it's not like that. Y'all not beating none of the good teams. And y'all talking about how they're going to beat one of the most elite good teams.
Not that they're going to be. They're capable of
But if we talking like that,
They're in the
anybody can be
playoffs.
beat.
They're in the playoffs.
That's what I'm saying.
And that's my only thing. Like, these are teams in the playoffs, right? Anybody can be upset in the playoffs. These are teams that had winning seasons. These are teams that over the season played some good football. That's why they in the playoffs, right? The other teams that didn't play good football, they at home. That didn't play football consistently. So the Green Bay Packers is all I'm saying with the Green Bay Packers is during the course of the year, they have played good football. That's why they're in this position. During the course of the year, our quarterback has played really good football. During the course of the year, our running back has played really good football. Our defense has played really good football. This is a really good football team. Yes, when they came up against the elites of the elites, they lost one-score games to them dudes. They did not win the football game. That's on them. But I will not be surprised if we go out here and play the way we're capable of playing and beating the Philadelphia Eagles. We've seen them already this year. Ain't nobody scared of them. Don't nobody care how good they playing. We've seen their quarterback. We've seen their running back. We've seen their defense. We all right. We all right, and we going to go in here and we going to compete. I don't know how much money y'all betting. You know what I'm saying? Y'all my boys, if y'all betting a lot, you know what I mean? I hope y'all win. You know what I mean? Share something. I don't like y'all losing no money. But this is going to be a good football game.
I think the X factor that no one's talking about is Matt LaFleur. Like, Matt LaFleur is one of the brightest young minds in all of football, not only from an offensive standpoint, but they go out, they fire their defensive coordinator last year, they get a new defensive coordinator this year, and the defense has been money all year long. I think him versus Nick Sirianni, how they handle the game as the game goes on, I think that's going to be a big factor.
You know, last year, though, right, they did beat the Cowboys in the playoffs.
Beat the brakes off.
Right, on the road.
Yeah.
But before that Cowboys game, they went on a nice little run where they were hot.
Yeah.
Correct, James?
They started 3-6.
Yeah,
right?
but so if you going into the tournament limping, you probably going to lose. Steelers, they probably going to lose. Limping in there in the tournament.
Yeah.
If you Green Bay, the way they came in last year, hot on that winning streak, and they got to the playoffs, and they seen the big boy Cowboys and beat them, you wasn't really surprised because they was playing so well. I'm going to be surprised if the struggling Packers team, that has to be none of the big teams, go on there and beat the Eagles at home and Philly in the league.
Some of these at stake. You are a big person based upon equity. What is at stake in your mind for Sam Darnold?
He got no equity, right?
None.
Okay. You got no equity? Does he have
In past years, this year he has.
Oh, you built equity over here? Okay. What's at stake for him is reputation, right? And changing the narrative on him. The narrative on him is that he hasn't been that good.
Yeah.
We still look at him in the light of, okay, is he still the guy? It's a big question mark on Sam Darnold. Is it the team? Is it the defense? Is it the coach? I think he go out in the playoffs, man, and show up against a big team on the road. I think he gains more respect. Another thing we're going to talk about, because you play this game for respect in the name in the back of your jersey,
sir,
right, to win games, but you play for that money.
Play for that bread.
Yo, listen, man, first round, he made a lot of money for doing nothing. Now you can actually go out there and make some real money and more money, and you earned it. I think he goes out here in the playoffs, makes some money, he can earn some money.
That's well said. I think Shady hit the nail on the head. It's very simple. Sam Darnold, he's playing probably for $75 to $120 million. Like, that is what is at stake for Sam Darnold. And it's crazy because you can completely rewrite your legacy in about 12 quarters. Sam, 12 good quarters. That's all it's going to take. 12 good quarters. Think about Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco, he signed his contract before there were fifth-year options as a first-round pick. The Ravens did not believe in Joe Flacco. They made him play out his contract. He had an incredible playoff run. 11 touchdowns, no interceptions. He was the first $120 million quarterback in the National Football League history. Then you think about Nick Foles, a friend of mine, a friend of Shady, a friend of Chase Daniel, I would assume, and I am sure of. Nick Foles, he has 4 good games. 4 good games. He finished the season solid. Then he beat the Vikings. He beat the Falcons. He beat Tom Brady. And it wasn't the Eagles that paid him because the Eagles still had Carson Wentz. It was the Jags that ended up paying Nick Foles $88 million. Remember, the Vikings, they still have J.J. McCarthy. The Eagles, they still had Carson Wentz. Darnold, it might not be the Vikings that pay you, but Darnold will get paid by somebody with a great playoff run, with a great couple playoff games.
I think there's two things that stick out for me on what's at stake for Sam Darnold. One, the opportunity to be Minnesota's, okay, not another team's, Minnesota's starting quarterback for the next 2 or 3 years. And with that opportunity will come money, a contract in the range of 3 years, $120 million. That's what I see, something like that being possibly a franchise tag to try and draw out this process, right? He has $65 million in earnings as today is ending, okay? He could double that number by 8 good quarters, by 4 good quarters.
Yeah.
Like, let's be real about it. You have one good playoff game, and then the season you have where he ranks top 5 in almost every major category, plus a playoff win, this is our guy for the next year or two. Let's let J.J. McCarthy sit. Let's do all that. The other thing I think, and Shady hit on it, I think he has a chance to put the narrative to bed. He's been on, this is his 4th team in the last 5 years. Everyone knows how it went with the Jets. 4th team in the last 5 years. My guy finally found a really good fit for him, for the way he plays quarterback. He found really good coaching. I don't think he's going to squander that and go out there for $2 to $3 million more somewhere else. I think the narrative switches with Sam Darnold, not to where he's this all-world beater quarterback, right? But he can play in an offense that suits him with really good receivers and a really good run game. And Kevin O'Connell can really prove to the world, I got my guy for $10 million. We won some playoff games. I think it puts it to bed.
Yeah, I think all y'all hit the nail on the coffin. It's money, it's reputation, it's all of that. When we used to come in training camp, right, even with me being the 3rd round pick, we used to come into training camp. A lot of the coaches used to say, hey, man, don't come out here playing around. You auditioning for 31 other teams,
Facts.
right? So when you step on this football field, right, you might have a couple solid players in front of you, and you might get released wherever you're drafted at, but put on tape for them other 31 other football teams so you could get another job. Sam Darnold, we don't know if it's with the Vikings. We don't know where it is, but it's about 10 to 15 places out there that need a quarterback. Go out here and show them that you can play the quarterback a position at an elite level. And if you do go out here and play the quarterback position at an elite level, that probably means you guys are going to win this football game. And if you guys win this football game, that means you are going to get paid a lot of money. Whether you like him or not as a player, that's just what it's going to be. And then the last thing, for the Minnesota Vikings, if you go out here and you win a playoff game, the mindset of the Minnesota Vikings now, whether we like it or not, is maybe this dude can take us to that game.
Yeah.
For real. Maybe this dude could take us to that game.
Within the team.
The Buccaneers paid Baker Mayfield. He won a playoff game. Maybe this dude can take us to that game. Wow. Sam Darnold has the opportunity to go out here and play well against a team they are better than and prove that point to the Minnesota Vikings.
Shady, speak up.
I know. No, I didn't expect that. Wow. That was a strong mess. So wait, hold up. So he plays well this game, they win. I guess the thinking process is like, yo, maybe this guy could.
Why not? We 14-3. This dude played well, and we won a playoff game, and we'd be going to Detroit.
Yeah, back to Detroit.
And going to Detroit.
Would you think that?
The line would probably be real small. The betters. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And
would you think that?
What I think was.
If you were on the team.
What you just said.
I would have to think that, whether I like Sam Darnold or not.
What do you mean have to? What do you mean have?
If Sam Darnold put together the season that he put together under our head coach, a really good season, a top 5 quarterback season, you go on the road and you beat a team and you win a playoff game. You have all these talented playmakers around you, and you played at an elite level with our quarterback. Why can't you take us further next year? That's the mindset. And not only that, I'm going to be able to get you at a really good price.
I just think that there's some players you just believe in, no matter if he has a bad game or not. There's players you play with that has a bad game or 2 bad games, playoffs or not playoffs. You know what type of player he really is. No matter anything going on, he's going to deliver eventually. Yeah. He's that good. And there's some players that play good for the moment. But in your back of your mind, you go home with your wife and you in that bed with her, lights is off, TV's on a little bit. Babe, I don't know if we can win with him in the future. There's players like that. Am I tripping?
No, true.
Now, don't you think?
I think, because I could be wrong. I'm not 100%.
The wife in the bed with the lights off.
Because that's when, for us, brothers, that's when we really can find and really, work was hard today. But anyway, what I'm saying is.
On just a little bit.
Yeah, I was your wife.
Facts.
Right. So you know what I'm talking about. All I'm saying is.
That was funny.
There's certain guys you can believe in, right? It's hard for me to believe in him like that because I watched him play the Lions.
Yeah.
He's been going good all year.
Yeah.
One game, couple quarters, he went back to the old guy we all know.
But Shady, really quick,
let me ask him, because I think if you're on that team, though, and you are the starting running back, and you've had the year that he's had 14-3, 4,400 passing yards,
sir.
35 passing touchdowns.
Yes, sir.
In the back of your head, aren't you like, man, I don't care what he did. He is leading from the front this team to 14 victories. You know what I mean?
No,
or in the back of your head, are
no.
you still, even if you're on his team?
Because he did all them good games, right? Forget them bad 5, 6 seasons you had. That was you seeing ghosts. Forget them days. But this last year, you're doing well. But then we have a game like the Lions.
Yeah.
Oh, I almost forgot. Because this is who he is. This is who he is.
But see,
so when he struggled against the Lions a week ago or 2 weeks ago, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Was you surprised when you seen it?
No.
Was you surprised? You get what I'm saying? So on one end, y'all want to say it because he's balling out, but when we be...
How can you say, of course not?
Really quick.
When we being real about it...
Because I look at it, Shady's looking at Sam Darnold like he's unique. Sam Darnold is not unique.
At all.
Sam Darnold is Nick Foles. Sam Darnold is Joe Flacco. Sam Darnold is Eli Manning.
But
Where I look at it is, if I'm Shady, I'd be like, he could get hot for 3 games. When Nick Foles struggled, I was never surprised. Ever surprised. But when Nick Foles went on that Super Bowl run, I also wasn't surprised because I know what he's capable of. When Joe Flacco struggles, of course you're not surprised. But when Flacco did what he did last year for the Browns, along with what he did for the Ravens, you're also not surprised because he's 6'5" with first-round talent. Sam Darnold is 6'3", 6'4", with first-round talent. So Sam Darnold's not unique. The story Shady's talking about with Sam Darnold, we saw it with Nick Foles, which is why I'm actually not scared of Sam Darnold. He can get hot for 3 games.
First-round pick.
That's why Sam Darnold I even have more confidence in
First
because he
round,
has
second
talent.
round, eighth round.
You're big on first round.
I don't know what round it is. I seen him play his whole career. First round, I don't know what round it is. But I will say this, though. I'll give you an example. Like, Justin Jefferson, right? We know how great he is, how special he is. He can play awful for these last 2 games. In the back of your mind, he's the last dude you ever gonna worry about.
Of course.
Even with the head coach. You showed, like, probably a week ago, the head coach, Kevin O'Connell, talking to his quarterback, right? And it wasn't just talking to him. He was trying to, like, pump him up, encourage him, motivate him. You're not going to see him do that with even Aaron Jones. I know what Aaron Jones is going to bring to the table. I know what Justin Jefferson is going to bring to the table. So my thing is, even though he's playing this well, you still in your mind got to make sure we keep him right, motivate him up, because we don't want him going back to what we used to seeing for so many years. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that your take is wrong, but you're looking at it totally different than the Minnesota Vikings, in my humble opinion. You're looking at Sam Darnold's whole career. Yeah. The Minnesota Vikings is looking at Sam Darnold. What did you look like with us?
17
And this 1 year...
That's not how I'm looking at it.
And this 1 year that you look with us, you look like an elite quarterback because that's what you put on tape and that's what your numbers said. And now if you go out here on the road and you win a playoff game, why wouldn't we be thinking you are our franchise quarterback and can get over the hump? Lamar Jackson is special, right? Will we be surprised if we struggled in the playoffs?
What up, YouTube family? Welcome to the facility. Thanks for watching, and you better be sure to hit that subscribe button if you want to get more highlights from the show and all of our exclusive content.